Hey everybody, welcome to the webinar. This is Dr. Krista with the American Postural Institute. And as you're logging in, I just want to say thanks so much for taking the time for being with us for a great webinar today. On today's webinar, I'm going to be sharing with you my top secrets of how to position you as the go-to posture expert within your community to help increase your income and your influence within your community as the go-to expert. So as you're logging in, just let us know who you are, where you're from. And we always like to see where our listeners are listening in from. For a lot of you guys, this is going to be your lunch break. Some of you, it's going to be the evening time. So thanks for taking the time out. And if you are watching the replay, thanks for taking the time to watch the replay. I promise you that by sticking to the end of this webinar, you're going to get all kinds of really useful information that you can implement right now. I mean, if you're watching this at lunchtime this afternoon, you can implement this information. So these are not ideas. These are not theories. These are practical steps that work to position you as the go-to posture expert within your community. So we're going to talk all about that. I'm going to give you guys an introduction, and then we'll talk about why posture is the solution, in fact, to grow your practice. And then we'll talk about some implementable strategies to how you can implement this without buying a bunch of fancy new equipment. We'll talk about the exact costs for startup of a posture practice. Plus, we'll talk about how you can instantly have a return on investment of $10,000 per month increased instantly with these strategies that we'll show you. So we're going to get started right now. Thank you guys again for joining. As you're logging in, just let us know who you are, where you're from, so we can give you a shout out on the webinar here. All right, so again, we're talking about how to become the go-to posture expert in your community and what this means for you, for your practice, as well as for your community, because at the end of the day, it really is all about the patient. So my promise to you is that you're going to leave this webinar with an exact solution of how to make an extra $10,000 per month as the go-to posture expert. Now, what's cool about this is you're not going to feel like a slimy salesman in the process. So one of the things that I really was frustrated about when I started my practice was feeling like a salesperson versus feeling like a healthcare professional. So we'll talk about how you can position yourself to become the go-to posture expert so that you can focus on getting great results with your patients, not being a salesperson. That's my goal for you today, to walk away with the strategy of making an extra $10,000 per month as the go-to expert. And of course, if you stay until the end, you are going to be rewarded. So we'll give to you a link so that you can download the top 3 strategies of positioning yourself as an expert. So that's a PDF that will go with this that you guys are going to have direct access to when you stick with us until the end of the webinar. All right, so what makes this webinar different? I know you guys at this point have probably been on multiple different webinars with multiple companies. What makes this webinar different? My goal for you, again, is to have implementable strategies. So instead of just talking at you and providing you with some theoretical concepts, we're going to go through easies. In fact, at the American Posture Institute, we always say that our #1 core value is that your success is our priority. So I co-founded the American Posture Institute. We have helped thousands of healthcare professionals in over 40 countries worldwide. We have 5-star posture certifications from the International Posture Association. Now, what makes that special is the fact that we have tested these systems over and over again. So everything that you're being presented with today has been tested. We've gone through it. It has worked for us. And then in addition to that, thousands of your colleagues are seeing these results in practice every single day. So as a professional, I've done a lot of things right in my career. I started out, I owned a practice over in Italy. We had one of the largest, most successful postural correction clinics in the country. We worked with 5 professional sports teams. So I was in with corporations. I did almost 100 corporate talks to local corporations and organizations within our local community. Not to mention, we were working with the school systems to implement a postural hygiene program. So we had a great practice. We had a wonderful client base, and everything was going very well. But here's the thing, guys, is although I've done a lot of things right in my career, I didn't start there. I also did a lot of things wrong. And what I want to share with you guys today is how you can skip doing the things wrong and skip the mistakes that I made in practice. In fact, I refer to that first year in practice as the treadmill effect, the feeling of working really hard to grow my practice, but seemingly never moving forward. You guys have been on a treadmill before. I mean, you turn on the velocity and you are literally sprinting. But with a treadmill, you're sprinting in place. It's the treadmill effect. So just as I'd get a few new patients in the door, I'd lose a couple more out the back end. So I was in treadmill of failure after failure. Now, what was different about our scenario and our situation is that, we moved right after school, moved over to the country of Italy, which was the first financial crisis of Italian history. practice, a huge struggle. It was to the point of, should I close my practice and move back home, or how am I going to make this thing work? I had this dream of helping people, and I wasn't able to get them in the door in order to help them. In fact, I was trying everything to grow my practice. I tried giving away free first visits. I was told that was a great solution. I was told they'd stick with me if I gave them away for free. But what I found out is those were usually the worst patients I had. I was doing screenings in the mall. So I felt like a slimy salesperson doing the screening in the mall. I was telling the story. I was trying to convert patients. So instead of being very objective and clinically looking at their presentation, I was trying to convert them with sales talks. And I even got to the point where a mentor of mine said, just think positive and you'll get more patients. Just thinking positive, but here's the thing, is I was still trying everything to get ahead and nothing was working. Hi, Maria. Thanks for joining us from Michigan. Now, I can tell you the exact moment where every single thing changed for our practice. We were in our apartment in Sardinia, beautiful Mediterranean paradise, and we had just read the book Good to Great by the book Good to Great. He talks about the difference between good companies and great companies. And the difference between great companies is, while the good companies, meanwhile, the great companies are the ones that stand the test of time. They're the ones that leave a legacy. Now, the difference between good companies and great companies is that all great companies specialize. All great companies have a unique expert position, differentiating them from every other business within the marketplace. So this was a gut check moment, because I knew that I was on the treadmill and I knew I wanted to get off of the treadmill. But here's what where the gut check moment came in, is after reading that book, I realized that I was a generalist, I wasn't a specialist. So I was over here in the good category, right? Like I met well, I had good services, but I didn't have a unique expert position or a specialization that I was known for in my community. I was trying to do too many things. I was trying to, do a little bit of yoga one day, a little bit of nutrition another day, then some exercise and postural correction care. It was all over the place. People didn't know when to come in. They didn't know if they should come in when they had pain or didn't have pain. They didn't know when to send me referrals. And so because I lacked a unique expert position, that's why I was on the treadmill of failure after failure. Once we defined our unique expert position of postural correction, that is suddenly where every single thing changed in practice. So let me talk to you about why posture was the answer for me, for thousands of your professionals, your colleagues worldwide, and of course, how this can be the solution for you. Now, the reason posture is the answer is because posture is something that patients get. Patients literally get posture. They have been told to sit up straight their entire life. You say the word posture and watch what other people do. We have a physiologic response to the word posture. You say the word posture, people instantly stand up a little bit straighter, don't they? You can test this out, make sure I'm right. And so here's the thing, is that patients get it. And what's cool about this is that mom and grandma and teacher are telling us to sit up straight our entire lives. Now, mom and grandma and teacher didn't necessarily understand the neurophysiology behind good posture, but they didn't have to, because what they did by telling us to sit up straight was they reinstilled that belief system within us that good posture is in fact associated with good health and human function, good health and well-being. So our patients get posture, they already associate it with good health and human function. And if you look at research consumer behaviors, do you understand why patients seek healthcare services? And if you don't, this is a light bulb moment, because we should understand this as professionals. When we own our own practice, if we don't understand why patients actually seek healthcare services, then we could be making mistakes in our marketing messages, or maybe we're not actually delivering on what it is that the patients want. So research consumer behaviors tell us that patients seek healthcare services for one of three reasons. They want to look better, they want to move better, and they want to feel better. Look better, move better, feel better. These are the three reasons why your patients come in to see you. The three reasons why somebody's willing to pay for your services. The three reasons that's going to make them actually take the time out of their day to then take action to make a lifestyle change. They want to look better, move better, or feel better. Now, here's what's cool about this, is that posture simultaneously fulfills each of these healthcare consumer desires. So good posture helps you look better. So it's here in a slumped forward posture, or here in a confident posture. Good posture helps you move better. So you're moving with more efficiency to prevent pain, and it helps you feel better instantly. So look better, move better, feel better. Posture is the answer to simultaneously fulfill each of these healthcare consumer desires, which is what your patients want. You deliver on what your patient wants, and suddenly you're the go-to expert. Now let's talk about communication. So what we find from the statistics is that 85% of patients don't understand their doctors. 85%. How crazy is that, right? So Also, another statistic demonstrates that nearly 50% of patients walk out of a doctor's office and they're unclear what to do next. So what this tells us is that there's a serious lack in the marketplace, that 85% of patients don't understand their doctors and half of them don't know what to do next. So if you've ever had an interaction with a patient and you thought everything was going well, and then you're confused why they didn't come back, maybe they just didn't know what they needed to, right? They didn't understand you clearly or efficiently enough. Here's what I want to do for you. I want to position you in that top 15% of healthcare professionals. So when you talk to patients in words that they already understand, remember, posture has been instilled in their belief system since the time they were a little kid. Now suddenly you are talking to them in words that they understand, that they connect and communicate with. And it's very clear if they have a postural distortion pattern, how that's affecting their health. And then of course that they need to make a change. So when you communicate to patients in words that they understand, suddenly your position in the top 50 professionals that is communicating clearly with their patients. That alone is just a practice builder right there. And then another practice builder, and which is also great for gesture imaging. So we've all heard that, images or pictures are worth 1,000 words. Posture images are worth at least 1,000 words. It's an exponential value for your practice. So if you perform a posture image on a patient on day one, what's so cool about this is they understand the word posture and they already associate it with health and human function. But when you show them a posture image, then it's no longer just you telling them they have a problem or poor posture. Suddenly, it's them understanding that they have that they can see. So think about this example. If you are at a family reunion and you guys take a big family picture and there's 60 cousins in the photo, when you get that photo tagged on social media, what's the first thing that you look for? Do you look at everybody or do you look at yourself? Likely you look at yourself, right? You wanted to see if your eyes were open in the family photo. So what happens is we have this inherent desire to see how we look in the photo. When you take a posture image on day one and the patient can see that they have postural distortion patterns, what do they instantly want to do? They want to look better in their image. So they're going to look at their posture image and they're going to say things like, wow, I had no idea I looked so bad. And they're going to tell you that they have posture. So my best practice building tips is to do exactly this. On day one, you take a posture image, and then when you're doing your report of findings, you show the posture image to the patient and you say, you tell me, what do you see? At which point you're not saying anything. The patient then gives you a report of their findings. They say, oh, I look terrible. I had no idea. This makes total sense why I have headaches. Or I finally understand why my eyes hurt when I'm staring at my computer screen, or why I have poor posture. And at which point you just say, yes, you're exactly right, Mrs. Jones. But the good news is that with postural correction here in this practice, we have the solution for you and for your health. So now you have not made Mrs. Jones wrong. Now you're agreeing with her and making her right. She just told you she had a problem. You say, yes, you're exactly right. But the good news is that we have a solution. So instead of telling the patient they're wrong, you agree with them and you stay within their belief system. We're not trying to convert anybody. We are already supporting what we know and believe to be true, which is that posture is associated with good health and human function. In addition to that, all healthcare providers worldwide agree that posture is fundamental to good health and human capabilities. So there's not a medical doctor, physical therapist, chiropractor out there who would ever say that posture is not important. If they did, we might even laugh because it's a silly concept. Your posture is the framework of if we have distortions of the structural alignment of our body, it can lead to a lot of different health effects. So if somebody were to ever say it wasn't important, we would actually laugh because it's, of course, important to our health and human capabilities and human function. So with posture, the thing is that you have a blue ocean market opportunity. Everybody understands posture. When you communicate with posture, you're effectively communicating what it is that you do and how you can help the patient, putting you in the top 15%. You're making yourself more referable to other healthcare professionals because everybody agrees posture is important. This is literally a blue ocean market opportunity for you to step up and take advantage of and be the go-to expert within your community. And guys, you guys can let me know if you agree with this statement. Tremendous amount of patients with forward head posture recently. This is literally that history. I'm a posture expert. Why? because the digital age has set us up where posture is now declining at the speed of technology, positioning you with a blue ocean market opportunity to become the go-to posture expert. Every time somebody grabs their cell phone and looks down in this position, they go into forward head posture with postural hyperkyphosis, providing you as the go-to expert for the solution to their problem. Or how about this guy on his iPad? This is very common posture, you guys. I mean, this is 90% of people have these postural distortion patterns. This is literally the best time in history to become the go-to posture expert because there's a blue ocean market of patients who desperately need your care. Okay. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know, Maria. I'm going to make sure you guys can hear okay here. All right, so we know that posture is the answer. It makes sense. It makes sense to the patient. It makes sense to other healthcare professionals within our community, and it makes sense for you and for your practice. So what I want to do today is show you those shortcuts. See, where I went through the maze and this winding back and forth pattern, I was on the treadmill, I wasn't moving forward. I want to give you guys the ticket to success. Here's your shortcut to success. So let's go ahead and secrets revealed. Now, the first secret is that postural correction works in any practice without having new equipment. So this is not one of those things you want to, I'm worried you're going to get stuck buying a bunch of new equipment. We'll show you how simple you can get started with postural correction and that it won't break the bank for you. And we're going to show you how to have a direct return on investment. I mean, instantaneous return on investment. A step-by-step strategy of how you can make an extra $10,000 this month as the go-to posture expert within your community. And then we're going to show you that it doesn't have to take you years like it took me to become a posture expert. We're going to give you the solution where you can become the go-to posture expert within your community in just 30 days. So let's talk more about secret number one, that postural correction works in any practice. Now, you might be wondering if there's a hidden agenda, and I'm here to tell you right now to put that to rest. There is no hidden agenda with the Posture Expert program. So while you've been on other webinars or you've done other programs and they make you sign up for a bunch of things and invest implement this stuff, it's not like that with the American Posture Institute. So as an example, one time I did a postural correction seminar, and in order to actually implement their stuff, they made you buy like 400 insoles at $400 a piece. I mean, it was crazy. So I just wanted to let you guys know that there's absolutely no hidden agenda here. So you also don't have to buy a bunch of new equipment. In fact, to get started with postural correction care, we focus on a 3-component system, and it doesn't have to be hard, okay? So the 3-component system is this: spinal alignment treatments, posture rehabilitation, and posture habit reeducation. So again, spinal alignment treatments, posture rehabilitation, posture habit reeducation. So you can implement all of this within your practice for a very minimal amount. Now, the reason that we need to have this complete system is because we need to align the spine so that we have good structural restoration. But we also need to do postural rehabilitation to build the postural fitness to then prevent postural collapse. Let me give you an example. I may, after a spinal treatment, I feel like I'm standing up 2 inches taller. But then the second I walk out the door as a patient, do I have the ability to resist postural collapse when I grab my cell phone? If I don't, then that's because I'm lacking that postural fitness and I go straight into a postural collapse. We can overcome that with postural rehabilitation. And then posture habit reeducation is the habits that they do within their daily life. So for example, ergonomic considerations. Posture habit reeducation is fundamental. It's the 3rd component of the 3-component postural correction complete system. So this is exactly what you can do to grow your posture practice, and it doesn't have to be expensive. So I wanted to go through with you guys the main equipment that you need for postural correction and show you that you can get started for even just as low as about $200. Posture imaging software I talked about before, from an analysis perspective, this is fundamental to have. So when you take an image of the patient, you can see objectively where the distortion patterns are present, but also it's good for patient education because instead of you telling them that they have a problem, they can see that. So posture imaging software can cost anywhere from free, just using your cell phone, or it can cost up to $800, your choice. Posture Grid, it's great that they stand in front of a behind them, and then that way you can check yourself to make sure when you're doing posture imaging that it's very accurate. Posture cushion, so this is an example of a posture cushion. Let's see. So the posture cushion is here. Now, our patients want to sit on posture cushions. This is going to help warm up their lower back. It's also going to help with dehydration of the disc to add more hydration into the disc space. So posture cushions should be throughout your practice. Every time a patient is in our office, if they're standing, they're working on balance, and if they're sitting, they're on their posture cushion, working on core musculature as well as good support to walls. This is just an easy piece of equipment that you can perform a lot of different posture rehabilitation exercises with. TheraBands, they will cost really anything, but you can perform, for example, posture angels with TheraBands. Traction unit, this can be anywhere from you build it yourself to you buy one that's already created for you, and this will help with forward head posture and postural hyperkyphosis. Posture tape. So this is fundamental. With posture habit reeducation, if you apply posture tape, it's a great reminder for the patient outside of your office to continue to maintain good postural design and good posture patterns outside of your office. And then whole body vibration is also great for postural correction care. With whole body vibration, your muscles contract up to 1,800 times in 1 minute. I mean, think about that. That's nearly impossible to recreate. So with whole body vibration, there's a lot of research studies showing that this helps improve postural stability while improving posture rehabilitation. So a whole body vibration unit can cost up to $2,000 for a good one. You can also refer your patients to a local fitness facility to then perform vibration there for free. Okay, so as a posture, you can start a professional posture practice for as low as $235. So it's a really no-brainer. And if you don't have a rehabilitation room, that's no problem either. So we do recommend that you follow the 3-component system: spinal alignment, posture rehabilitation, posture habit reeducation. But if you don't have a rehabilitation room, what you can do is just have the patient do at-home rehabilitation. So with at-home rehabilitation, that solves the solution that you don't need to have a huge office space. And you don't have to have extra staff members that are there watching them perform the exercises. You teach them how to do it once with an exercise appointment, and then you send them home with the items that they need to be successful for at-home rehabilitation. So it's a perfect solution if you do have a smaller office. Don't let that hold you back. I wanted to show you some examples of posture imaging here. So if there's one thing that you implement within your practice, it's got to be posture imaging. So it's good from your perspective, also from the patient's perspective. So you can see objectively their transformation over time. So this was Alessandro on day 1, right? We can easily see his postural distortion patterns, and so can mom who brought in Alessandro. Even Alessandro himself could easily see that he had problems. So look at day 1, look at these postural distortion patterns. I mean, look at his forward head posture, his postural hyperkyphosis, and think about how this was affecting his life. You know, his mom it was the next step besides coming into our office. We were the last resort before going into surgery. We were able to get such great postural correction results with Alessandro that we were able to prevent surgery for him. And what was cool is he had so much more confidence after doing our postural correction program. I mean, you can just see the level of confidence by looking at it here in this posture versus here with nice aligned posture. So objectives, I can test myself as a professional. Am I getting results with Alessandro? And it's great effective patient communication. You better believe that when, Alessandro's mom left with that posture image, she was showing everybody. She could easily see that postural transformation that took place. And so she was showing this off to people within her community as well as, within her family, which makes you a referral magnet. So posture images are great for being objective. It's great for patient communication so they can see that postural transformation over time. They know that what you're doing is working and what you're doing is effective. Plus, they walk out of your office with the verbiage to explain what you do because everybody gets posture. Plus, they have that image that they're holding to show the posture transformation that took place. I mean, this is huge, you guys. Please implement posture imaging. It's gonna all right, and then so the first secret was that you can implement postural correction without breaking the bank. You don't have to buy a bunch of fancy new equipment. If there's one thing that you should get, it should definitely be posture imaging. Secret number 2 is that you can make an extra $10,000 this month as the go-to posture expert. Let's talk about how. So now think about this too, that if you implement this right now, then you're going to make an extra $10,000 this month. And if you consistently do this over time, we are talking an extra $120,000 per year. So you can just as a one-off make $10,000 this month. In addition to that, for consistent practice growth, we're talking an increase of $120,000. So there's going to be 3 steps to this, guys. The first step is posture kits. So posture kits, if you were to charge $125 per client and you sold 25 posture kits, that's an extra $3,125 this month in revenue. So let's talk about what a posture kit is and why this is beneficial. So a posture kit is everything that they need to be successful with at-home rehabilitation. So there's a huge sense of power of tangibility. When somebody walks out of your practice holding something, now they're more likely to use it at home. We love that. That means they're engaged in the program. So let me give you an example. On day 1, the patient comes in, maybe they're in pain, or they came in because they want to look better, move better, feel better, right? That was their healthcare consumer desire. Now, they walk out of your office and they just committed to an idea. The idea is that at the end of this treatment plan, they're going to feel better, look better, move. Now, once it happened, they're very excited and motivated. But because they were just buying into an idea, then they start to lose motivation over time. Whereas if the patient walks out holding something, now they have something tangible that they just bought into. So yes, they bought into the idea, which is really the motivator. But in addition to that, they have something tangible to go with that idea. So they're more inclined to use it at home. And the more they use it, the better compliance, which means better results, which means happy patients, which means increased retention, which means more referrals. Win, win, win across the board. So this here is an example of a posture kit. Now, you don't have to do this exactly, but I wanted to show you what it is that we put in our posture kit so that you walk away knowing exactly what you could do. So posture cushions, every patient gets a posture cushion so they can sit on it, throughout their workday. Everybody gets anterior head weights. So there's head weights here that help reverse the postural distortion pattern of forward head posture. So they're going to get the band, the weights inside. They're going to get a TheraBand for performing basic posture exercises. They're also going to get a manual and a DVD showing them how to perform the exercises. And stickers here and this bracelet are posture reminders to help them with posture habit re-education. So remember, 3 components. The third component is posture habit re-education to help them retrain their new posture habits. Now, posture kits help them be successful while doing their at-home rehabilitation. So if you were to implement that, think about how it's a win-win because you're helping the patient be successful with their postural correction results. But in addition to that, you're increasing your income by $3,125 per month. It's a win-win. It's a no-brainer. All right, guys, so then we talk about posture programs. So posture programs are my personal favorite. If you were to implement posture programs at $250 per client, and you switch to just 20 clients this month, that would be $5,000 of revenue this month. So what is a posture program? We do 12-week posture programs at the American Posture Institute. You can do 6 weeks, you can do 12 weeks. I can tell you 12 weeks works from experience. Now, what's cool about this is you can identify what is your target client. Who do you love taking care of? For some of you guys, it's going to be athletes. So if you are already working with athletes or you want to get more athletes within your practice, then set up a postural correction program around that ideal patient. Let me give you an example. So for athletes, fit posture for athletes. Now you can do this into 2 different sections. You can do fit posture preseason for athletes. You can do fit posture during season for athletes. So now they're investing into a program. So they come in wanting to look better, move better, feel better, have better postural correction. Now to support them on their journey of getting the best results possible, we have created a very specific program of rehabilitation for them. If you like to work with families, you can do fit families. So for this, the difference between an athlete and a fit family would be for the fit families, you've created exercises that they can do at home in their living room. You've created exercises that everybody from the 6-year-old up to grandma can perform together and get postural correction results. Or maybe you like working with pregnant women. Posture Perfect Pregnancy would be a great solution for you. So whoever you like to take care of, you can set up a posture program around that. And then next, so the first solution is posture kits for at-home rehabilitation. That's going to increase your income by $3,125 this month. And then posture programs. So setting that up around your ideal client, Posture Perfect Pregnancy, Fit Posture, Fit Families, that's going to increase you by $5,000 this month. And then we have posture workshops. So this is for new patients on a consistent monthly basis. So if you were to perform a posture workshop and you got 5 new patients per month, that's at $40 a treatment, then that's $2,400 per patient. So imagine now you're increasing by $2,400. So an example of posture workshop that we do a monthly posture workshop. Now, this tactic for reasons it's good for retention and for new patient generation. It's good for retention because you're always providing value to your current people that are looking forward to the next posture workshop. But also, you're inviting other people from what's a win about this is that they get to meet you, they get to see your practice, and you're providing value to them before they ever become a patient so that they come in pre-educated to the process. Now, this is also a safe referral strategy. So if you've ever had a patient who says, oh, I've been trying to get my mom to come in, maybe the reason the person didn't take action is because they didn't want to invest their money without knowing you first. So with a posture workshop, they can come in and get value from you. They can meet you, they can see your facility. And then at the end of the posture workshop, you're going to offer them a deal in order to have their yearly posture evaluation performed that, they sign up that night to be performed over the course of the next 2 weeks. So it's a win-win. An example of a posture workshop could be design your workspace, also fit posture for athletes, the power of breathing. So again, I want you to identify who you want to take care of. So if you want to get more, set up fit posture workshop, and then also set up the fit posture program. It's a perfect, it literally drives who you want to take care of into your posture programs. So it's a massive win. And then when you're not general, when you're very specific of who you want to take care of, you can address them in a way that is pain point. So grandma has different pain points than an athlete getting ready for basketball season, right? These are different populations. So with the workshop, I want to get there and talk to them directly, and then a posture program set up that's going to feed them from the workshop into that program. So power breathing is another example. So again, how is this going to make you an extra $10,000 per month? Posture kits, $3,125 per month. You're giving the patient what they need to be successful. It's an absolute win-win. Posture programs, $5,000 per month. So this is who you want to take care of, giving them the best care possible, specific to their needs and their pain points. And then workshops for consistently bringing in new patients. This is not just a one-off. This is every single month. You're going to get new patients. And we went low on this figure. I mean, you should expect to be getting 5 to 10 new patients each month once you're doing this on a consistent basis. Now, that's a strategy of making $1,525 this month with implementation. I mean, imagine what that would do for your lifestyle if suddenly you were making an extra $10,000 per month. What would that do for the holidays? That would give you more freedom to maybe work less, or give you more freedom to buy more gifts. Or how would your spouse feel if you came home and said, I have good news. This month we made an extra $10,000 in the practice. And the thing was, it's much harder. It was just that I was getting better results, which led to better retention and compliance and referrals. And suddenly So imagine what that's going to do for you and for your lifestyle. I mean, what does $10,000 equate? Is that a new vacation? Is that investing? Is that paying off a building? What is $10,000 worth to you and your lifestyle? Now, I'm here to tell you guys that there's the hard way and there's the easy way. I took the hard way, doing mall screenings. I was doing the sales pitches. I was trying to give away free first visits, thinking that these were all the solutions to growing my practice. But what I found myself doing was staying on that treadmill. Whereas with the easy way, which I want to show you, is becoming the go-to posture expert in your community. Now, again, good to great, good companies versus great companies. All great companies have a unique expert position. They specialize and they're the best in their thing. That can be you with postural correction. And then secret number 3 is you can become the go-to posture expert in just 30 days. So I want you guys, we're talking a lot about expertise today on this webinar. Just do me a favor and reflect on this question right here. So if your dad had cancer and you knew that this was a very serious issue, who would you take your dad to? You have 2 options. You have the doctor who, okay. Thanks for letting me know, Maria. It sounds like there's some tech issues with the audio. So we're going, Maria, just to let you know, this will be sent out to you as a replay as well. So you have 2 options. If your dad has cancers, you have 2 options of which doctor to bring him to. Option number 1 is the guy who does some yoga, does some oncology, does a little bit of stress management in addition to some nutrition counseling. Okay, that's your first choice. Or you have this doctor over here who is the renowned expert within their community for taking care of cancer patients. Who are you going to choose for you and for your family? Okay, so for example, if this was your dad who had a problem Would you take them to A, the guy who's a generalist, he doesn't specialize in anything, or would you take them to the go-to expert? I know who you would make that choice for on behalf of you and your family. You would choose a go-to expert, and so will your patients. So ask yourself, do you want to be the general guy, or do you want to be the expert within your community? When you become an expert, you have a level of certainty in getting and delivering on results. So let's talk about a step-by-step strategy of how you can become the go-to posture expert. Number one, position. So again, if you want to take care of athletes, fit posture can be your unique expertise. If you want to take care of pregnant women, posture perfect pregnancy can be your unique expertise. You do that better than anybody else in your community, and make that authentic with you. And then you're going to raise your. So it's one thing to say you're an expert. It's another thing to be the go-to expert, right? To actually have that expertise. So you need to raise your knowledge to expert level. And number three is define your target niche. So again, who do you want to take care of, and how can you set up your practice, your workshops, and your posture programs directly to them? And then you're going to etch your spot on social media for ongoing, consistent practice growth. So those are the 4 steps that will make you the expert. Here's the thing, guys, that took me years. I mean, truly, it took me years of failing and failing to finally get to the point where I was the go-to expert. But I want to show you how you can do this in just 30 days. So when you're the go-to expert, you have a waiting list practice. It's based upon expertise. You have referrals coming in. You no longer have to feel like a slimy salesman. You know, where I was always on the race to the bottom, like lowering my price to be the cheapest guy in town, I want you guys to focus on being an expert and raising your knowledge to expert level so that you can increase your prices and charge expert level prices. When you charge expert level prices, now you're the expert. And you don't have to worry about trying to get more people in the door all the time consistently. You can focus on getting great results with the people that you have because you're raising your value. Now, when I was on the search of becoming an expert, there was no single certification that made me an expert. So what I found myself doing is I went to every certification I could find when I defined my unique expertise in postural correction. I went to every seminar. I read all this. I went through thousands of research studies because I didn't feel like an expert after doing any other certification. So there's the hard way again and the easy way. The hard way is to look up the research studies on your own. You can fly around the world to different seminars. You can spend years collecting the information. You can figure out implementation on your own instead of having somebody handhold you to go through that application process. And you can, of course, spend years of your life and tons of your time and money invested into becoming an expert. Or you can choose the easy way, which is becoming a certified posture expert through the Certified Posture Expert program. You can implement expert protocols that have already been proven and tested. You can increase your income by $120,000 this year. We are talking an instant ROI, return on investment. You can really be the authority, not a slimy salesperson. Finally, be the expert. Imagine this would jumpstart your career if you could become the go-to expert within 30 days. I mean, what would that be worth? I would have done this in 30 days and not taken years doing it, right? So I want to help you because I know that this will jumpstart your career like it jumpstarted my career, as well as all the other students from the Certified Posture Expert program. So today, you guys, I want to show you Maria, Charles. I know that there's a little bit of an audio issue, but if you guys are okay with it, I do want to tell you about your opportunity of becoming a certified posture expert today. If that's okay with you guys. So there's finally a solution that makes sense to your problem of not being able to grow your practice, or not growing each month, or not having enough income, or feeling like you're a slimy salesperson versus feeling like an expert. So there's finally a solution that makes sense, that is the easy way versus the hard way. So it's a win to posture expert. You can become a go-to expert in just 30 days. You can have a professional for a minimal $200 to get started, and you can increase your income by $120,000 this year. So again, the wins are this: you become an expert in 30 days, you have a professional posture practice that people love coming into and get great results from, and you increase your income exponentially with easy to implement strategies. So I wanted to invite you guys to join us today in the Posture Expert program. If this information has resonated with you, I want you to see your opportunity of becoming the go-to posture expert within your community. Patients get posture. You're going to increase your doctor-to-patient communication, and you are going to grow your business exponentially by getting better results and staying results focused instead of always feeling like a salesperson. So the value and cost of the Certified Posture Expert program is $2,500 with lifetime access valued at $1,000. The Posture Expert Private Members Forum is valued at $500 that you're going to get access to so you can connect with like-minded individuals. Now, information alone is not enough. So we've talked about a lot of great strategies here on this webinar. If you were to utilize them, you'd make $10,000 this month. But information alone is not enough. It's the implementation of that information that's powerful. What I do is I want to just give you a proven system and help you implement, because information will do it, the implementation of that information. Instead of trying to figure this stuff out on your own, why not get some help from somebody who's done this himself, plus has helped thousands of other professionals do it as well. So when you enroll, So when you enroll in the Certified Posture Expert program, in addition to getting lifetime access to the 100% online course, making you the go-to expert, you're also going to get bonus material. Let me explain to you bonus number 1, which is 12 done-for-you posture workshops valued at $1,000. We're going to throw this in when you enroll today on this webinar in the Certified Posture Expert program. So I talked to you about how you should expect to get 5 to 10 new patients each month with consistent application of posture workshops. Is I really want you guys to have this benefit. So I've actually done all the work for you. I have no posture workshops that have been proven. We've utilized them to get patients. You're going to get the scripts, plus you're going to get PowerPoint slides, plus a checklist of how to set up the posture. So now you have an entire year worth of posture workshops that are done for you so that you can consistently grow your practice over the course of 12 months. 12 done for you posture workshops. I mean, if all this program did, the Certified Posture Expert program, 5 patients per month, would it be worth it? Guys, I know the answer is yes. And if all this program did was increase your retention by getting better results, would it be worth it? These are the patients that you don't know why they didn't come back for their next visit. If we could get you 5 new patients per month plus increase your retention, this alone would be worth joining the Certified Posture Expert program. So in addition to the value of the course at $2,500, lifetime access is at your leisure from anywhere members forum, which is a private Facebook group. You're also going to get bonus number 1, which is 12 done for you posture workshops. Now, in addition to that, you're going to get bonus number 2, which is the corporate posture program valued at $1,500. So the corporate posture program is, again, a done for you slide set on PowerPoint, plus a script, plus an ebook of how to set up corporate workshops. And then all the way done, all you need to go in is just bring the PowerPoint with you and you're good to go. You already have the done for you corporate program. That's valued at $1,500. I mean, if you landed one corporate workshop, you guys, what would that be worth to you and to your practice? I mean, I can tell you after corporations that those patients, they were pre-educated and they were some of the best patients. Plus, they refer to their friends and colleagues within that organization. So if you landed just one corporation from a corporate workshop, what would that be worth to your practice? So in addition to getting the course material for the Certified Posture Expert program, lifetime access, Posture Expert Private Members Forum group, bonus number 1 valued at $1,000, 12 posture workshops, plus corporate posture program valued at $1,500. So now this is a total value of $6,500. But in addition to that, we're going to give you one more bonus, which is the Go-To Posture Expert Kit. So within this kit, you're going to get 3 videos that show you how to media empire, how to master social media marketing, and how to become the go-to expert and position yourself within the crowded marketplace, valued at $500. Now, I know that there's 2 different people watching this webinar. There is the person who thinks what she said about being a generalist is true, right? Like you feel that gut check that I felt when I read the book Good Great. I felt a total gut check moment. I'm a generalist. And there's the person who's going to continue to become a generalist. But then there's the other people listening who are going to step up and become the go-to posture expert. Not because I'm telling you to, but because you know it's what's right for you, for your practice, for your patients, and for your community. This is the best time in history to become a posture expert. You have a blue ocean market opportunity in the digital age. Patients get posture. They connect with the message. They already believe it's important. Good health and human function. You can objectively show changes over time with posture images. So you can continue to do what you've been doing on the treadmill and continue to be a generalist, or you can step up and become the go-to posture expert within your community. That you are the go-to posture expert, the next expert within your community. So again, you're going to get lifetime access to the Certified Posture Expert program. You're going to get access to the private members forum to connect you with like-minded healthcare professionals. Bonus number posture workshops valued at $1,000. Bonus number 2, the corporate posture program valued at $1,500. And then bonus number 3, the go-to posture expert kit to position you in your marketplace valued at $500. Guys, that's a total value of $7,000 here. In addition to that, I'm going to ask that you guys take fast action and enroll in the Certified Posture Expert program on this web. But I want you to feel good about so instead of wondering if this is the right program for you, I want you to be certain in your decision, which is why we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. 30-day money-back guarantee. If you can't get results with this information, they'll give you money back. We care about you and your success. In fact, it's our #1 priority. I mean, if you made $10,000 as the go-to posture expert, wouldn't it be worth the investment? Now, because we always reward fast action at the American Posture Institute, we want to provide you with a reward for acting fast and to save big. Instead of paying $7,000, which is what the Certified Posture Expert program is valued at, including those bonuses, 12 done-for-you posture workshops, the corporate posture program, the go-to posture expert kit, all of this is valued at $7,000. But because you guys are here on this webinar, I'm going to offer you the first step on your posture expert journey of becoming the go-to posture expert in your community in just 30 days. You guys are going to get access to this program for just $997. So for under $1,000, you are going to become the go-to expert in 30 days or less. You are going to instantly make an extra $10,000 per month with the application of that 3-step protocol. You're going to get better results than you've ever gotten before with predictable systems. And you're going to continue to grow your practice exponentially with the corporate posture program, as well as with the monthly posture workshops. So I'm also going to post the link here in the chat box. I know you guys are anxious to want to jump in and take advantage of this material. So again, if you enroll on this webinar, then you are going to get everything that we just mentioned, plus you're going to get those bonuses with done-for-you posture workshops, corporate posture, the go-to posture expert kit. Now you can go through this information. The certification is 100% clinical. You are going to be the expert, and you can go through this information in just 30 days. Where I was flying around the world to go to different certifications, there was nothing in the line. So I wanted to fulfill that gap because I know you guys want to save, you want that time spent with your family. You want to be able to connect from anywhere versus giving up all of your weekends. So with the Go-To Posture Expert program, you have access from anywhere with internet. It's self-paced. You can go at your own pace and lifetime access. So if you're thinking that this sounds really good and you don't want to miss out, but you're really busy right at this moment before the holidays, for example, then don't worry about that because you have lifetime access. So what I want you to do is take the first step on your posture expert journey by enrolling in the program for fast action. And then, of course, you can catch up when you have the time to go through the program. So if time is a concern for you, that's why we give you lifetime access. If you're worried about financially, I want you to see that it's an investment into your future and into your practice with a direct return on investment. Maria, thanks so much for joining us. If you guys have any questions, then definitely type them in the comment box. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have, especially if you are thinking about becoming a certified posture expert. Think about what this can do for you, that practice, your patients' results, and how any questions you may be having. So at the American Posture Institute, we have multiple core values, and our number one is our priority. So everything in that Certified Posture Expert course, again, is the shortcut to success. It's everything. It's the thousands of research studies that I went through, all the different seminars that I was flying across the world to go to. You guys can have all of this, all the textbooks, the neurology, posture, you name it. All of this is condensed down into one program that gives you everything that you need to be successful. And you have lifetime access. You're going to get access to the private members forum, so you can connect with other certified posture experts just like you, who are either going through the course or have already gone through the course, and you guys can communicate back and forth presentations, you can also talk about how to implement this stuff to be successful. Whatever questions you have, guys, if you want to type those in the comment box, I'm here to answer them specifically for you. And just recognize that we're going to be wrapping up here in about a minute or so. So this is your opportunity to join the Certified Postural Expert program. Instead of paying $7,000, which is what it is worth, you're going to pay $997. Now, keep in mind, I mean, if you made an extra $1,000 this month, you only invested $1,000 in it. That's an investment that I know I'm willing to make every day. You can go to expert within 30 days. You're going to be able to implement this stuff without completely transforming practice. We're going to give you solutions so that you can implement this into any practice worldwide, regardless of physical size, how big, whether you have the space or not, and regardless of how many people you have working with you as assistants, for example. So we have the solutions for you. And again, it's not just the results you got in practice on the treadmill, but also all of your colleagues worldwide who are certified posture experts who are making a tremendous impact within their communities. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up right there. A huge welcome to all of our new certified posture experts. We thank you for being here on this webinar. If you have any further questions, be sure to stay in contact with us. We're wrapping it up here. Last chance to enroll. Instead of paying $7,000, you're going to pay just $997. Imagine what this is going to do for your career. Imagine what this is going to do for your practice growth. Imagine if you could finally become the go-to posture expert solution that makes complete sense. Please don't walk away from this, because if you do, then you're going to know. I mean, you can't unknow this information. This is the best time in history to become a go-to posture expert. So do yourself a favor, make an investment into your future. If all this program did was bring you 5 new patients per month, if all the program did was help you improve your retention, if all this program did was help you land 1 corporate deal, imagine what that would mean for your practice, for your lifestyle, for your patient care, and for certainty as go-to posture expert within your community. Guys, make it a great day. And remember, it's posture by design and not by circumstance.